Welcome back to the channel, folks. We have a very quick video today. We have a lot of material out at PCGS right now, and we're just getting back a couple items. Actually, there's another update that's not showing here. We just submitted a big order, 5 regular and I think 30 coins economy. A lot of very nice silver dollars from the raw coins I showed in the last video, the 1879 and the PL 1881O, 82cc, etc. We have some economy. This one just came back. Not this one, not those two. Those came back a month or so ago, but that one's coming back. It's actually just been shipped. That's just been shipped, but this just came back. Just picked it up today. I was out of town and I picked it up at the local Walgreens along with this one. So we have 2 1-coin submissions. One of them is a crossover, and one of them is a soft pack GSA 1883S Morgan that I graded AU 50. Unfortunately, the soft pack holder was ripped. The coin itself was sealed. That was fine, but the entire package itself was missing a piece, so they wouldn't certify that coin in the oversized holder. The only option was to return it ungraded or to crack it out, so to speak, and put it in a regular holder with the GSA on the label. And I actually sent that in about 6 months ago and decided to have them return it, and I got it back in that it was like a third of the regular GSA, you know, the rectangular package. Somebody had decided to cut it so that you only had the coin itself and the GSA plastic token. So we'll get into that in a minute. I'm not exactly sure what that will look like, but you can see we've got the 2 boxes, and the seal is not broken. There's the 2 boxes right there, and I'm not exactly sure how the holder will go on that Morgan dollar, but nonetheless, this will be a quick video. I've been out of town and just getting back, and we just want to do these 2 coins, so we will give these a quick looking over. And give me a minute, you'll see that this was a crossover from a PCI MS64 Gettysburg. And if I can get my trusty doohickey to cover up the grade. It's now in a PCGS holder. I know it's problem free because I stated on there minimum grade of 63 and not a details option. So we've got at least a 63, and I was very confident that this would cross that grade. I think it has marvelous toning, original toning, and wonderful surfaces. Not a lot of abrasions. It's got really nice luster. I wish I had better lighting. I can't really figure out how to get better lighting. Let me try one thing and see if it works. Hold on. Pull the light, take the lampshade off, put the light back on, see if this makes it any better. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, I'm not sure. But this Gettysburg low mintage commemorative, a beautiful coin, and cover up the obverse. I wonder if I use a different background, if the color will help. Yeah, I think against the yellow it's a little better. Okay, so what we're looking for, I'm not very adept at grading these, but looking at the highest points on the cheek, the top of the hat, the brim of the hat, so to speak, top of the nose, cheeks, there's really almost no marks. The luster is just really, really nice. It free flows over the whole coin. It's got wonderful original sort of mottled toning, but there's color blended in. There's your problem free. Color that really isn't going to pick up too well here. Maybe if I kill the overhead light, it might help a little. I don't know if it'll help or hurt. But that rusted color along the rim has a little bit of red and blue color with gold blended in. I know that a guy who collects classic commemoratives told me always check the shield and the fasces on the reverse, that they check those for contact marks being the high points. Again, there's a few contact marks. The fasces is pretty clean, and the you know, almost like the Mercury dime fasces. Flip it over one more time. We'll take a look and see. I still think it's a 64. I'm really hoping it. Like I said, I put in a minimum grade of 63. There's a couple of marks on the cheek there, the bottom left of the cheek, but really not a whole lot going on in terms of marks. And the luster is just great. I think the eye appeal is phenomenal. I still think it's a 64, so we shall see what PCGS decided this coin would grade. Well, I guess I was wrong, but wrong in a good way. We had the old green 64 PQ. I guess PCI had the PQ right, and they just, you know, they were known for being conservative when they had the green borders, and to get a 65 is just mind-blowing, maybe. Really extremely happy with that, obviously. Let me just take a look at the 2410. Okay, so this is the, oops. We'll get to the Morgan dollar in a second. I suppose there's one good news that's usually bad. So this order is the Gettysburg. And I want to say the difference in price is pretty substantial from 64 to 65. I don't put a lot of stock into the PCGS price guide. I'll look at gray sheet in a second, but I think the difference is almost double. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I looked at it before I submitted it, and that was back at the end of May. So they have, yeah, 64. See, they're selling in the upper 600s. This would probably go to great collections of anything, but in a 65, yeah, it's only $100 more. So it's not hugely more. And even the up to 66 doesn't really go up as much as I initially thought, but still, it's solidly a probably $700 coin, or close to it, $600 to $700. I think with that eye appeal, I think it would be on the higher side, but I think great collections is the way to go. They just auctioned off a bunch of coins for me, and the results were, for the most part, excellent. The 1922 colorful peace dollar that you may remember ended up hammering at $680, so the winner paid 15% on top of that, unless they paid by check or cash. Obviously, then it's 10% buyer's fee, which is a great deal. Great collections, great for the seller, great for the buyer. Only a 5% selling fee and a few dollars to list it. You just can't go wrong. So let's see what happened with this. Now this Morgan dollar, I graded it at AU50 before I sent it in. The 83S is a very tough date. it's almost impossible in a GSA holder, and it's a very tough date to find in AU, even outside of GSA. The 83S is, almost every time I find a raw one, it's cleaned. It's just one of those coins that, yeah, so here's the holder. This normally would be a body bag, but I think this is the GSA packaging, and yeah, there it is. So, yeah, this is what it was, the original packaging. See, it was, that's all there was. The rectangle itself was missing, but they had to cut it out, and they did, obviously. And this is what was left of it. So they wouldn't grade it in an oversized holder like this, but they did grade it. They just put it in a standard holder, and I can see it's problem-free, so that's good. I'm gonna put the big light back on. I don't think it's helping. So let's take a look. I haven't seen this coin since May. It's been with PCGS since May. You can see it's got enough luster to make AU, and eagle feathers are there. And now that I'm looking at it, it might even be a 53, but there's still a good amount of, there's a couple hairlines up there, like, not necessarily from cleaning as much as just friction and handling. You know, there's people hear hairlines and they immediately think bad news, cleaning, you know, and you can see the hairlines glisten off the light. But those aren't, see, hairlines from cleaning would all be going the same direction, right? They'd be like a scrub, so they should be parallel lines. These are just kind of mishmashed. Could be from a pocket friction, cabinet friction, handling, circulation, any number of things. But this date is always tough to find in a problem-free grade above VF. At least in my experience, it has been. Almost every raw one I've ever bought at a show or on eBay or anywhere has had some sort of problem. And it just doesn't come up very often. And I've never seen one in a GSA soft pack before. And I kind of did a little exploring, and I went on the internet, and I think a coin dealer in Florida had one in the GSA oversized holder with the full original government packaging, and it was, I think it was an XF45, might have been an AU50. It was very similar to this coin, and it sold for almost $3 grand. I think it was $29.50. And that was before the pandemic. That was a while ago, 2017 or 18. Let's take a look at the obverse. You know, I think there's too much contact on there, too many marks and hairlines to give it anything above a 50. I think it's better than an XF45 though. So I'm gonna stick with my original prediction of this being an AU50. I think it's got enough original luster. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a grade or two higher, just because it kind of has that look and it has that free-flowing cartwheel. You take away some of those hairlines and marks, and it would probably be a 55 otherwise. I've kind of net graded it down to 50 because of those marks. So curious to see. I'm going to stick with AU50, and we'll see what happens. That's a shock. They don't even market GSA. That is absolutely depressing. I'm going to have to contact them about that, because that's supposed to say GSA on it, and that's going to devalue the coin tremendously. I'm happy with the grade. I'm not so happy with the lack of proper attribution, that's for sure. I'm not exactly sure why that would have happened, because I do believe the original order, let me see here. One second. Let's see. Yeah. Here's the original order form. I'll leave out the, I guess I didn't mark the attribution. Standard GSA holder, GSA softback, special label holder. And they didn't do it, so I'll be contacting them, because out though, before it's too late. But I'm happy with the grade. I'm not happy with the lack of attribution, that's for darn sure. Should say GSA right there, and it doesn't, and that is quite depressing. So, on that note, folks, we'll have a lot more coins coming back in the next few days. Happy with the grade, happy with especially the Gettysburg, but not happy with the lack of attribution on the GSA. Kind of shocked that the grade was 55. Like I said, I could see it being 55 based on the luster and so forth, but I thought there were too many hairlines, too many contact marks to warrant a problem-free grade at that level. I thought it should be net graded down, but that's why they are in Newport Beach and I am on the other coast, because they know what they're doing and I do not. So on that note, folks, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any comments on what happened here, any thoughts on those grades, or the GSA, lack of attribution on the holder, or anything like that, please feel free to leave a comment. samscoinsandheavymetal.com, samscoinsandheavymetal@gmail.com. Find us on eBay under the same name with an underscore in between each word. Have a good one.